Those who are yet to appear in interview, they must know some basic aspects related to interview. See, interview is at present most crucial phase. Since you cannot do anything in written part now, at least those who are having yet interview, they are all candidates got their schedule. So remaining part of candidates who will appear in interview, their schedule has been published yesterday. So total number of candidates, if you will see in list one and list two. So for example, list one, it was first list 965 candidates, and second list, second phase 549. Total, if you are adding, it is 1514. Some candidates, even in first list, they got their name, they got their roll number, their candidature has been cancelled. But still, I am not removing all the candidates. Okay. So total number of 1514 candidates, and you are having vacancy of 515. Okay. So some of the analysis we will see in of last 6 years. So in last 6 years, we will see how many number of vacancies are there and how many number of candidates are called for interview. And you will see why this year is very crucial. There are so many candidates every time who are serious. There are so many candidates who are every time not so serious. Not so serious means कि they think चलता है. But this is not true. Once, for example, you know, the last couple of years, if you will see many times, interview matters the most. For many candidates, obviously, interview doesn't matter because someone is having very good marks. Let us take someone is having 40 marks, 50 marks above cutoff of written. Then even if in interview that person is performing not so good, still the person is getting result. And if any candidate is getting just marks on cutoff line, then even if you are getting 120 plus, you are not getting your final result. That is happening. But majority of candidate interview matters a lot. Here in this video from last 6 years, let us take including 2024, we will see how many numbers of candidates are called for interview and how many number of seats. And you will see ki on every candidate, every successful candidates, on an average, how many candidates are called. Let us take 2024. Total number of vacancy as per latest report or latest information, 515. Number of candidates called 1514. As I said, some of the candidates got their candidature cancelled. So maybe let us take the 1500. But even if remove all the aspects, just I am treating complete 1514 candidates. If you are dividing 1514 by 515, it will be 2.9398. Okay. Then 23. Okay, 23. Total seats, they are 359, but result was given to 358. Okay. And total number of candidates called for interview is 1189. So 1189, if you are dividing by 358, it will be 3.32. Then 22. 22 total number of seats originally were 253, but it was reduced. Very few years when seats are reduced. So in 22, seats were reduced. Okay. So total number of candidates called for interview 762, and total number of vacancy final result I am saying. So originally it was 253, but it was reduced to 233. If you are dividing, then it will be 3.27. Then 21 is outlier year. Outlier year, why I will explain. Okay. So total number of candidates were called 454. 454 candidates were called for interview, and total number of vacancy 171. If you will divide 262.65, then 2020. 2020 total number of candidates called for interview 656, and total number of vacancy finally was 210. Actually, originally I think 209, but later it was made to 210. It will come to 3.12. Then 2019. Total number of candidates called for interview 1054. Number of vacancy 329. If you will divide, then 3.20. Means here, for example, 24. For every successful candidates, 2.9398 means you can say 2.94. So 2.94 times candidates are called. In 23, 3.32 times. In 22, 3.27. 21 is outlier in the region. This was till date. Okay, in that way, it was having, for example, highest number means highest cutoff. Obviously, in 22 also same thing happened, but in normal 21 was having highest cutoff. But see here, number of candidates called for interview were lesser. So out of all six, it is having lowest means only 2.65 times candidates were called. That means those candidates in 21, they were called for interview. Success ratio was more. Okay. And in 2020, total candidates, for example, were called 656. Vacancy was 210. So 3.12. And then 2019, candidates called for interview 1054. And final selection were 329, means 3.2 times. So if you will see all those years, in fact, in that way, those candidates called for interview, success rate was least in 23. Okay, least success rate. Least success rate here. And highest success rate was in 21, in spite of, means that's why I said now, the 2021 batch was outlier. So cutoff was highest. In paper one that year, so many candidates got 175, some good 180 plus. Okay. But in 2020, if you will see, highest number of marks, those who qualified, just 161. Here it is, for example, 185 even, 185 plus. Here just 161. Okay. So that was happening. Why I am saying about this thing? Obviously, you cannot change these things, but still, those who have to appear yet in interview of 24. So after, let us take 2021, you will have more success rate in 24. Okay. So 24 in first list, obviously 965 candidates were called. In second list, 549. If you are adding 1514 and total number of vacancy. Okay. So originally 506 were there, but later it is, I think, 515. So if you are dividing 1514 by 515, then it will be 2.9398. Means here it will be success rate more than means other years except 2021. So those candidates who are yet to appear in interview, please give extra push. I know so many candidates. They are interested. They are interested. Yes, I will do better. I'm pushing myself. But gradually with time passes, some are giving up. Don't give up. Success failure totally is not in your hand, but working hard, working smartly, working in right direction is in your hand. Those who appeared already, don't worry about that. Obviously, this is for everyone. Those who already appear, this is not the things you were not knowing many things. You are knowing your condition, you are knowing average, for example, you are knowing ki how much I did in paper one. If someone has written test, then the person is knowing ki how much I may get in paper two. Those candidates who are writing test, for example, either paper one and paper two, they are getting advantage. In the same way, personality test, interview, those who are getting proper feedback, those who are getting mock interview, those who are getting proper guidance, definitely they will have advantage. It is not about just keep going to interview and saying something. No, it is interview. It is personality test, and there is cutthroat competition, and every single mark matter. You have seen, for example, in 2023, general cutoff, final cutoff in main list was 325. But those candidates who got 325, they also did not get their result in main list. So they got result in reserve list. You can understand even if same marks you are getting, possibility is that you will not get selected. Let us take in reserve list 323, suppose 323 cutoff is there. Then some candidate, let us take one or two candidates, even if cutoff is 323, and even if you are getting 323 possibilities, you will not get selection. So focus properly. Okay. जो भी आप हिंदी माध्यम से हो या इंग्लिश माध्यम से हो, अपना कॉन्फिडेंस बरकरार रखो, अपने सोचो कि ये इतना डिफिकल्ट नहीं है, आप अपने एनर्जी पूरे लगाओ, और कभी भी मत सोचो कि कुछ क्वेश्चंस, फ्यू क्वेश्चंस यू आर नॉट नोइंग, दैट इज अ प्रॉब्लम. नो, वट एवर थिंग्स आर देयर, यू हैव टू पुश योर सेल्फ. कुछ भी क्वेश्चंस क्यूरी डाउट्स होता है, इफ यू आर हैविंग एनी क्वेश्चंस क्यूरी डाउट, यू कैन आस्क. I'm always encouraging candidates to ask questions. But I say always, no need to join any paid program or anything for just asking questions, few doubts and all. And see, dear, so mock interview and all, I have to work very hard. I have to give individual time. That's why I'm asking few sums. Okay, and if you are serious, then you should pay something. वो पे करने से क्या होता है, आपका भी अपना एक कॉन्फिडेंस रहता है. यू आर सेइंग विद राइट्स. ओके, सो दैट यू शुड कीप इन माइंड. और अपना जिनका भी बचा हुआ है, पूरे जोड़ दो, लगाओ. ओके, थैंक यू.